Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, March 24th, 2017.
Commissioner Rivas, Repenning, James, Davis, and Jacinto are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Tim Tyson, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Hassan Rawat, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning, Sunny Patel, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Angelica Samayo with the Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We also do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section. We did not receive any speaker cards on any of the items for today's agenda. However, we did receive a series of emails that were received and copied and distributed to all the commissioners for your records on item number 2.
Okay, for item number 2, those will be placed in the record for item number 2. Housekeeping item number 2, it's been requested by counsel for the applicant, by counsel for the objecting parties, and by Council District 5 that we continue item number 2 for 3 weeks. I notified them last night that the 3-week request would actually kick it over to the following Monday because we are in recess Friday, April 14th in observance of Good Friday. So that moves it to Monday, April 17th, 2017 for agenda item number 2 at the request of all parties and the council office. So that'll be the order on number 2. We'll close general public comment. We'll also close the neighborhood council category of commentary. On agenda items 5 through 12. These are contract renewals for tree trimming in various parkways. Actually, let me take care of the administrative item number 13. Stop notice PHL Incorporated, doing business as VNSM, has transmitted a stop notice in the amount of $37,579 for furnishing sheet metal and flashing in connection with the LAPD new Northeast Area Police Station project. The contractor is Bernard's Brothers. And is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 13 forthwith? By Commissioner Davis. Any objection? With that objection, we will do so. Agenda item number 5, Council Districts 1 and 14. Contract renewal, tree trimming in the parkway of 85th Street from Van Ness Avenue to Western Avenue and certain other streets. Year 1 renewal for 11th Avenue from Hyde Park Boulevard to 60th Street and certain other streets, recommending that the board first exercise the city's option to renew the subject contract with United Pacific Services for $452,640. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise United Pacific Services Incorporated to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise United Pacific Services that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. Mr. Tyson on number 5.
President James, Commissioners, Bureau Representatives, City Attorney, and Executive Officer. The Division and Bureau embarked on a new style of doing contracts for us in the tree department. We tried to do a 3-year contract, so this is the first year option of the original year. This is the first year option, so there's a year 1 and a year 2.
Great, we remember. Go ahead. So this is the first option on which would be the second year?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions at all? And we're doing this for all 5 or 6 of these, right?
Yes, what we have is today we're looking at 14 council districts on these requests, and we have one that's a singular, that's Council District 11, and we'll be coming back to board with that one.
Okay. So any questions on number 5? I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 5. Any issue? Is there a second? By Commissioner Davis. Any objection? With that objection, we will adopt agenda item number 5. Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send number 5 forthwith. Going to same issue to Council Districts 2 and 7. Contract renewal. This is agenda item number 6. tree trimming in the parkways of Lankershim Boulevard from Victory Boulevard to Sylvan Street and certain other streets. This is the year one renewal for Beeman Avenue from Oxnard Street to Victory Boulevard and certain other streets. Recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with Thrifty Tree Service for $630,509.55. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise Thrifty Tree Service to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days of the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Thrifty Tree Service that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. Mr. Tyson, number 6.
Again, everything I had stated prior would apply to this as well. And there's one thing I didn't state, and that was the fact that there's actually 9 contracts.
Okay.
And this is 8 of them, the 9th one being the Council District 11.
Okay. And when is that one coming?
Should be real soon.
Okay. Commissioner Repenning on number 6.
Just wanted to note that Thrifty is a local, small, and actually an emerging business. Correct?
Compared to some of the other businesses, they're average size.
They're certified as an emerging business, which I think in our program is smaller than 3.5 million a year.
Yes.
So that's good. I think it's important that in these areas, tree trimming seems like an area for us to be able to include smaller businesses. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Repenning. Is that a motion on number 6? Commissioner Rivas.
Just had a question about these. Is there a minimum, or is that an MSM requirement?
An MSM?
Is there? Do these have
Mandatory subcontracting
mandatory?
minimums.
Sorry.
I believe there are, yes. They have to, across the board, make sure they have subcontractors that work with them and everything.
But is there a percentage set?
I wouldn't know what that is at this moment. I couldn't answer it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we would have done that when we awarded the contract. This is a renewal.
Oh, this
an
is a renewal.
extension. So, well, I was going to say, do we have that? Hang on a minute.
Oh, 4%. Yeah, I see it. But they're,
Mr. Lorenzen, you want to add anything?
It's in the original contract.
no, it is. Okay, 4%. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And the reason being, Ron, why we have a lower MSM on this? Type of work, it's generally done by the prime,
Yeah, Ron Lorenzen, Bureau of Street Services.
and they're usually smaller companies?
I'm sorry?
But go ahead. Type of work, usually done by the prime, usually smaller entities? But go ahead.
Yes. With maintenance companies, which tree trimming is a maintenance type of a function, the struggle the city's always had with increasing subcontractor participation is that most of the businesses that bid these are really the only businesses that perform this work on this level with the city. So, but there is a subcontract minimum, and they typically, in all honesty, the companies that receive these bids work as a sub on the contracts that they don't get awarded.
Oh, I see.
So oftentimes you'll see Thrifty as a sub for UPC and vice versa. So it's a very small pool of companies that actually participating in the bidding for the city of Los Angeles.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything further on number 6? I'll second Commissioner Penning's motion on number 6. Mr. Campos, are these as amended at all? Or is the descriptions corrected, correct?
There is no need to amend the report before you. Those are correct. The recommendations will stand. The only thing we will be adding to the journal is just amending the title of the report, which has nothing to do with the recommendations before you.
All right, thank you. So I'll second Commissioner Penning's motion on number 6. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 6. Any issue sending number 6 forthwith? We will send number 6 forthwith. Agenda item number 7, Council District 3. Contract renewal again, tree trimming in the parkways of Lockhurst Drive from Friar Street to Victory Boulevard and certain other streets. Year 1 renewal for Gazette Avenue from the dead end to Ingomar Street, and certain other streets. Recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with Thrifty Tree Service for $381,053.25. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Thrifty Tree Service to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Thrifty Tree Service that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. Any questions on number 7 for Council District 3? I'll make a motion that we, anything unusual about this one, Mr. Tyson? No, sir. Okay. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 7, seconded by Commissioner Ascento. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 7. Can we send it forthwith? We will do so. Agenda item number 8. This is for Council Districts 10 and 15. Contract renewal, tree trimming in the parkways of Lucerne Boulevard from Olympic Boulevard to 9th Street and certain other streets. This is the year 1 renewal for Van Ness Avenue from Venice Boulevard to Pico Boulevard and certain other streets, requesting that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with West Coast Arborist for $489,322. Instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise West Coast Arborists to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise West Coast Arborists that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of the issuance of the notice to proceed. On number 8, Mr. Tyson, anything to add?
I wouldn't have anything to add.
Any questions? I'll make Commissioner Davis has made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 8. I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 8. Let me send it forthwith. That will be sent forthwith. Agenda item number 9. This time it's Council Districts 4 and 13. Contract renewal, tree trimming in the parkways of Otsego Street from Union Avenue to Alvarado Street and certain other streets. This is the year 1 renewal for Irving Boulevard from Melrose Avenue to Beverly Boulevard and certain other streets. Recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with Mariposa Landscapes, Inc. for $557,529. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise Mariposa Landscapes, Incorporated to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise Mariposa Landscapes, Inc. that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. We have a card, Mr. Tyson, from Wayne from Encino. Mr. Spindler.
Yeah, see, I'm here on behalf of all the people there in the contract for tree trimming. And I just want to say $557,000, see, that's not enough. Because I got word today from Council District 4 and 13 that they want us to donate more money to their charities. And they want another $25,000 each for their office holder account. I believe that's what you call it, right, an office holder account? Well, you see, I don't want to pay that, okay? I think I paid them off enough money. I think all of us here in the contracting community have paid off these people enough money, see? I think you're shaking us down, okay? You see? So I want you to increase our contract by $50,000 so that we can take care of this little problem, this little encumbrance, this little situation, this little issue, this little goddamn thing. Because you keep doing that to us, I'm going to get my friends up from the SCIU and the Teamsters. You ever fuck with the Teamsters, huh? You see? You see? You're grabbing your tie, yeah. I'll bring the Teamsters on in here in the building. You'll come back here Monday, and we'll have this whole place bulldozed down like we're going to do at Parker Center. So we need another $50,000. Also, I don't want any restrictions. You're going to pay us, you see, and we're going to cut these goddamn trees whenever we feel like it. You're going to give us 4 years to do the job, see. You're not going to tell us how to do our job. We're going to tell you how to do your job. Because this place is run by us. This place is run by us, okay? Listen, rookie. Listen, rookie. I've been at this a long time, going back to my father and my uncle, see? We defeated Measure S. Now we're in control, see? And we're going to tell you how to do your job. Especially that Davis over there, see? We put him up into Sacramento, and you've been fucking up. You've been fucking up because you've been making things public about our private business, see? So get your goddamn act together. We got some work to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Spindler. On number 9, Mr. Tyson, anything different on agenda item number 9?
No, President James.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 9. Commissioner Penning seconds it. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 9 for this contract extension. Agenda item number 10, Council Districts 1 and 14. Contract renewal, tree trimming in the parkways of Pico Boulevard from Union Avenue to Alvarado Street and certain other streets. This is the year 1 renewal for La Vida Terrace from Laguna Avenue to West Kensington Road and certain other streets. Recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with Trimming Land Company Incorporated for $523,163.40. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise Trimming Land Company Incorporated to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise Trimming Land Company that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. Mr. Tyson hang on, Mr. Tyson. Wayne from Encino card, Mr. Spindler, number 10.
All right, again, I'm here about this contract, all right? I went out there, I drove out to the site, okay? Now, I need you to shut down all the roads going from the 101 freeway to Sunset Boulevard, see? And I need you to do that for about 3 weeks, okay? I don't know why you don't have that here, man. I don't know why Penny walked out. Now, when I was in the hallway a couple of days ago, she came up to me and said, "Hey, John." And I said, "Yeah, what?" She said, "You got to give her more money for the mayor's funds." I said, "Okay." So I transferred it from my Swiss bank account. Yeah, that's right. I'm here locally here today. And I still haven't gotten my goddamn entitlements. See? So I need you to shut down Sunset Boulevard for 3 weeks while we conduct this meeting here to get up there to La Vida Terrace, see? You people don't know who you're fucking with, okay? You don't know who you're fucking with. You're making this job hard on us. All we want to do is go up there and remove all the trees. What is this shit about trimming trees? We're supposed to be cutting the goddamn trees down. Trimming trees takes more work because I got to go out to Home Depot. I got to go out to Tijuana and I got to get the people in because you don't think we're going to pay union wages, see? No, we're going to cook the books. That's right, we're going to cook the books. And the reason I'm here telling you this is because you people are fucking with the contractor and the contracting community, and you're trying to shake us down. And we're here to tell you we're fucking tired of it, see? We're tired of it. And we're tired of Felipe Fuentes talking to the FBI up in Sacramento. What the fuck is that all about, Davis? Why is he talking to the FBI? And I'm mad about that.
Thank you, Mr. Spindler. On number 10, Mr. Tyson, anything unusual about this one as we move through these contracts?
There would be no changes, President James.
Commissioner Cinto?
Thank you, President James. Tim, you know, it's the bids coming in higher than the city estimate. Any analysis on that?
On the first, I'd like to say, okay, the original year, the first year option and the second year option, the actual cost of the trees increases for each year.
I can speak to that a little bit.
Okay, sure.
I can provide a little additional. Good morning, Greg Spots, Assistant Director. I can provide a little additional information on that. So we're in a generally tightening economy for all the construction trades, so all types of construction costs are going up. One of the experiments we were trying to learn from in doing a 3-year contract was, would we be able to get a predictable rate of increase and reduce the city's exposure to fluctuations in price? So in some of these contracts, the initial price was higher than we expected because of the general tightening in the construction economy, but the second and third year prices were only 5 to 6% more. So what we were able to do with these 3-year contracts is lock in a rate of increase over the 2 option years that's similar to Caltrans's general trend for construction price increases, rather than exposing the city to further price increases. And of course, we always had the option, if we thought the construction economy was weakening or softening, we could have rebid these contracts. So we're not obligated to pull the trigger on the option. We've recommended to move forward.
Option's an option.
That's right. So the city still, if we thought, let's say we were moving into a recessionary environment in the construction economy, we might put those back out to bid and think that the prices go lower. But if you made a graph of building permit valuation and you put on that graph the tree trimming unit prices, they move in parallel.
Something that would cause just for the record, and this is my opinion, but we've seen it, the more crews that we have to compete in the market as well, or when the market knows that we have more crews, you get better contract prices. But that's a discussion that we have with the budget team each year. I'll make a motion if one hasn't been made on agenda item number 10, seconded by Commissioner Cinto. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 10. Any issue sitting number 10 forthwith? We'll send number 10 forthwith. Is there a second to my motion that we adopt or approve, I should say, the meeting minutes of the meeting of Wednesday, March 8th, 2017? By Commissioners Repenning and Rivas. Any objection? Without objection, we will approve those meeting minutes. Agenda item number 11, Council District 4, contract renewal, tree trimming in the parkways of Rochester Avenue, from Beverly Glen Boulevard to Veteran Avenue and certain other streets. This is the year 1 renewal for Lark Ellen Circle from Montemar Drive to Montemar Drive and certain other streets. Recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with United Pacific Services for $452,640. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise United Pacific Services Incorporated to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise United Pacific Services that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. I don't have any speaker cards on number 11. Mr. Tyson on number 11?
This would be exactly the same as the last ones that we have just talked about. We just want to renew these and get the board to approve that.
Any questions on number 11? I don't have any questions on number 11. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 11, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 11. Any issue sending 11 forthwith? We'll send number 11 forthwith. On number 12, our final in the contract renewals on the agenda this morning, Council District 6 and 12, tree trimming in the parkways of Sherman Way from White Oak Avenue to Haskell Avenue and certain other streets. This is the year 1 renewal for Osborne Street from Interstate Highway 5 to Beachy Avenue and certain other streets, recommending that the board exercise the city's first option to renew the subject contract with United Pacific Services for $748,588. Secondly, instruct the executive officer of the Board of Public Works to immediately advise United Pacific Services Incorporated to submit their bonds and insurance documents within 5 working days after the date of notification of the award of the contract by the board. And third, instruct the executive officer of the board to immediately advise United Pacific Services that work on the project must start within 5 working days from the date of issuance of the notice to proceed. Mr. Spindler, you handed in a card that says Puppet the Contractor. Mr. Spindler. Had to figure out how to read that. Go ahead.
All right. Put down the cigarette, Puppet.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to talk about this shit. I've been working on this for a long time. Why 5 fucking working days? Yes. Now we are sick of this shit. You see? Listen, rookie. Listen, you rookies. You do not understand how these contracts work. United Pacific Services is not getting enough money. You have to funnel more money because with only $748,000, how can we get the mayor another $200,000? You expect us to pay for the bribery out of our pockets? No. Is that unfair? Yes. So you have to expect this to an even $1 million. That way, by the time we pay off the building inspectors, by the time we pay off Trump, by the time we pay off a couple of you, then we get $748,000 for us. What do you think this is? You're shortchanging us. You're shortchanging us. And we are tired of this shit. Now, everybody knows that this place is run by the mafia. Yes, everybody knows. So now, let's come out of the closet. Let's come out of the open. And let's admit what we really are. These contracts need a 20% rate hike. These contractors are being shaken down by people like David Rue on Rule 23 motions, for example, suspending demolition permits, faking it that they are really trying to do a cultural heritage permit when they are really just doing a shakeoff for more payoffs. We're tired of this fucking shit, and it will stop now.
Thank you, Mr. Spindler. On number 12, Mr. Tyson, anything on number 12?
Number 12 would be the same as the rest, but I have to bring back up number 11, actually, before the board. Mr. Gus Franklin of UPS just informed me that we have UPS down and it should be trimming land. So I'm going to have to research that and see and come back to
recall, Mr.
number
Jordan,
number 11.
we need to recall number 11, reconsider it. What do we do procedurally to make sure that we've got the right contractor on number 11?
Well, if you want to reconsider it, a member of the commission could move to reconsider, and then if the commission votes to reconsider, then the item is being reconsidered. And in the meantime, I will pull up that report and take a look at it.
Thank you, sir.
My recommendation is to continue the discussions on item number 12 before you, if you'd like.
Yeah, well, we're in number 12.
Correct.
So, are you clear on the contractor on number 12, Mr. Tyson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commissioner Penning's made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 12, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 12. Any issue sending 12 forthwith? We'll send 12 forthwith. I'll make a motion that we reconsider item number 11, seconded by Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, we'll reconsider item number 11. We'll reconsider it in a few moments, Mr. Jordan. I'm going to call another item while you have time to look through number 11.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Agenda item number 4. Actually, let's do agenda item number 1 first, and then we'll go to number 4. Agenda item number 1, Council District 15, Task Order Solicitation, David Evans and Associates, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue a sole source task order solicitation to DEA from the pre-qualified on-call bridge design services consultants list to provide design support services during construction with a budget authority not to exceed $325,676, which includes contingency. Mr. Mungra on number 1.
Good morning. My name is Ramnik Mangra. I'm with Bureau of Engineering Street Program. Century Boulevard Extension Project will extend this Century Boulevard from Grape Street to Alameda Street. It's about 2,600 linear feet. This is part of the Jordan Downs Urban Village Plan. NTP for this project was issued on January 25th to start construction on February 15th, 2017. And since then, we have revised the construction start date because of the above normal rainfall during February and March. So the new start date will be April 3rd, 2017. David Evans and Associates will assist the city project manager and the construction manager in overall construction management. That includes responding to the contractor's request for information, preparing drawings required for plan clarification, review merits for the change orders, prepare independent estimates for the change orders, review submittals and shop drawings, assist with claims and mitigations associated with the design issues, prepare record drawings, for example, as-built drawings. The justification for this sole source is that DEA is the engineer of record for the design, and they prepared the plan under previous task order. They are the most familiar with the design and details of the project, and this will allow them to expeditiously address construction issues arise. City's anticipated DBE participation level is 6.01%, and DA has pledged DBE participation of 8.35%. So I request that the board authorize the city engineer to issue sole source task order solicitation to DEA from the pre-qualified on-call bridge design service consultant list to provide design support during construction for Central Boulevard Extension Project. The requested task budget is $325,676 with 10% contingency. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Munger? Commissioner Asinto?
Thank you. Ramnick, thank you for the report and the request. I just wanted to check in with Mr. Jordan regarding the sole source justification, Ted, in terms of the contractor or the consultant on record being most familiar with the project. Just wanted, for the record, make sure that that's okay for the sole source.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Asinto. Thank you, Mr. Jordan. Anything further on number one? I don't have any questions on number one. Commissioner Asinto's made a motion on number one. Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Spindler, you have a card on number one. Mr. Munger, wait just a moment.
So, what kind of bridge is down there at CD 15, Shay? What is that, the Ford Bridge, huh? What bridge are we talking about, huh? And this guy here, what the hell's he talking about? Can you understand what he was talking about, Davis? Let me try to see if I can imitate it. Doing with contracting with the budget authority, not with the. What the hell kind of goddamn communication skills is this in the Queen's English? Even a guy like me that grew up in the East Side Ghetto down in Trenton, New Jersey can speak properly. I can't understand a goddamn thing the man said, and none of you can, because you don't give a fuck. Because you don't give a fuck. You don't care what the bridge is. It could be the bridge to nowhere. You just want to funnel the money for this contractor. So let's just be honest. Just make it a one-line amendment that we're authorizing the city engineer to give away $325,000 for nothing, because we're not going to do nothing. I'm tired of this goddamn semantics. Why am I here on a Friday? I should be here at the beach club. I should be playing golf at Riviera. Instead, I'm over here with you goddamn people playing charades. I'm playing mafia charades. This stuff is nothing but fraud. It's too obvious. The feds are going to pick up, see? The feds are going to pick up on it if you're not more careful. That's why I'm here. You guys got to clean it up. You got to cover it up. You got to bury the bodies. You're too goddamn obvious. You're getting too sloppy. That's why you need me here. That's why you want me here. And that's why I'm going to be here, to guide you through the FBI investigation, see? And we're all going to get paid.
There's a motion and a second on agenda item number one. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number one. Any issues sending number one forthwith? We'll send number one forthwith. Mr. Munger, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number two was continued. Agenda item number three, Council District 4, tree removal 14143 through 14147, West Burbank Boulevard. Recommending that the board first find that the tree removals are classified as operation, repair, maintenance, or minor alteration of existing street, sidewalk, and gutter involving negligible or no expansion of use beyond that previously existing and do not involve removal of a scenic resource. 2, are exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 1, Category 3, existing facilities, minor alteration of the City of Los Angeles Environmental Quality Act guidelines from 2002. Third, none of the exceptions to the use of a categorical exemption is set forth in Section 153200.2 of the state CEQA guidelines apply. And secondly, review and approve the tree removal permit request for 5 London plane trees for street widening. Tree replacements are required. Mr. Tyson on number 3.
Good morning again. Mr. Shaharzi, developer, is constructing a 10-unit apartment complex located at 14143 through 14147 West Burbank Boulevard, bounded by North Stansbury Avenue to the east and North Calhoun Avenue to the west. As a condition to construct the project, the Bureau of Engineering has required the developer to perform street improvements, including street widening and sidewalk reconstruction. Mr. Shaharzi applied to the Bureau of Engineering for a construction Class B permit to widen the street. As part of the conditions, Bureau of Engineering informed Mr. Shaharzi the required street widening may necessitate street tree removals. A Bureau arborist inspected the subject location on August 5, 2016. The inspection revealed 5 London plane trees in good condition, measuring approximately 10 to 13 inches in diameter by 25 feet in height, growing in a 9-foot parkway. The applicant is required to widen the roadway on Burbank Boulevard from an existing 35 feet half roadway to a 40 feet half roadway. The trees are located within the footprint of the proposed roadway and will be severely impacted by the roadway widening. Therefore, the Bureau is coming before the board today to see if we can obtain a removal permit. Sylvia Martinez, Field Deputy, 4th Council District Office, was informed of the tree removal request on August 5, 2016. Notice of the proposed tree removals were physically posted on the subject trees on June 29, 2016. Proposed tree removals were included on the Bureau of Street Services tree removal notification system, and the Community Forest Advisory Committee was notified as well. The applicant shall plant 5 24-inch box size exclamation plane trees on site and deliver 5 24-inch box size trees of the same species to the Bureau's nursery to fulfill the requirement of the tree replacements on a 2-to-1 basis.
Thank you, Mr. Tyson. Any questions on agenda item number 3? I don't have any questions. Is there? I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3, seconded by Commissioner Cinto and Davis. Any objection? With that objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Any issue sitting it forthwith? We'll send number 3 forthwith. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, also a tree removal, 1200 block of West Hamilton Avenue from Barbara Street to Patton Avenue. Recommending that the board find that the tree removal first classifies as operation, repair, maintenance, or minor alteration of existing highways and streets and involves negligible or no expansion of use beyond that existing at the time of the lead agency's determination and do not involve the removal of a scenic resource. Secondly, the action is exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 5, Category 3, and Class 1, Category 3 exemptions of the City of Los Angeles Environmental Quality Act, our CEQA guidelines. And third, that none of the exceptions to the use of a categorical exemption as set forth in Section 15300.2 of the state CEQA guidelines apply. And secondly, review and approve the tree removal permit request for 5 jacaranda trees, 4 Brazilian pepper trees, 3 Mexican fan palms, 1 date palm, 1 pine tree, 1 African sumac tree, and 1 tree of heaven tree for street widening project. Tree replacements are required. Mr. Tyson, you'll explain what we're doing on agenda item number 4, and then we will hear from Mr. Weber. Go ahead, sir.
The Bureau of Engineering, in collaboration with other city departments, are planning to perform street widening and other related street improvements along the north side of the 1200 block of West Hamilton Avenue between Barbara Street and Patton Street. The project is part of an improved street vacation that will impact an area that was assumed to be private property by the abutting property owners for a long time. The street is designated as a local street with a 60-foot right-of-way. However, only an 18-foot width roadway is paved with no street parking on both sides of the street. The Bureau of Engineering is proposing to widen West Hamilton Avenue from the 18-feet roadway to a 36-feet roadway to improve traffic circulation and meet current street standards for a local street. The project also includes construction of new...
You also have to meet the standards and the street dimensions for the local street as well.
That is correct.
Yeah, go ahead.
The project also includes construction of a new concrete curb and gutter and 12 feet width sidewalk and there will be street trees planted in that sidewalk and 4x4 or 4x6 tree wells. Ramnick Mungra, project manager from the Bureau of Engineering, who is here today, contacted the Bureau of Street Service Urban Forestry Division on November 2nd, 2015 regarding the proposed street widening project on the north side of Hamilton Avenue. Mr. Mungra requested the sites be inspected to address potential impacts to the trees. A Bureau arborist inspected the subject location on December 3rd, 2016. The inspection revealed 5 jacarandas, 4 Brazilian peppers, 3 Mexican fan palms, 1 date palm, 1 pine, 1 African sumac, and 1 tree of heaven. The trees are growing along the north side of the unimproved right-of-way of Hamilton Avenue. They are in fair condition and range in size from 6 to 24 inches in diameter by 6 to 40 feet in height. The subject trees are growing in the footprint of the proposed roadway and sidewalk and will be severely impacted, therefore requiring removal in order for BOE to perform the proposed street widening. Nicole Wells, 15th Council District Office Representative, was informed of the tree removal request on February 23, 2017. Notice of the proposed tree removals were posted on the subject trees on December 1, 2016. Proposed tree removals were included in the Bureau of Street Services tree removal notification system, and the Community Forest Advisory Committee was notified. The Bureau of Engineering contractor shall plant 19 24-inch box-size Australian willow trees on the north side of Hamilton Street from Patton Avenue to Barbara. 13 15-gallon size container Australian willow trees shall be delivered to the Bureau's nursery to complete the 2-to-1 requirement of replanting the trees.
Thank you. Any questions of either Mr. Tyson of the Bureau of Street Services or Mr. Munger of the Bureau of Engineering at this time? Thank you, sir. Mr. Weaver, David Weaver.
Hi.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. The trees just aren't clearly marked. And when I met the arborist out there, there was some question as to whether one of the larger trees would actually be removed or not. So I asked him to come back, and they never came back or responded as to whether or not one of the larger, older trees, it's one of the oldest streets in San Pedro, would be removed. And then requested plans showing exactly what trees. This is the first time I've heard about tree replacement. Is there any way we, as neighbors, can get a detailed plan showing the location of the new trees, the types, et cetera? Is that possible?
So, yes, thank you, sir. Anything else, and then I'll talk to the
Yeah,
Bureau?
this is the first also I heard about Article 3. Is there any way that we could convene this or reconvene this or give us an extension so that we can review whether or not this is in violation of Article 3?
No, we're not going to continue the item, sir.
Continue the item is what I meant to say.
But if you, regarding the request for communication with the Bureau regarding the actual trees that are being removed and the mitigation plan, Mr. Tyson, you'll provide that information to Mr. Weaver. That information, there's reference in the board report to the opportunity for public comment that took place as well from the posting of the trees. Thank you, sir. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Mr. Tyson, I have some questions for you. I think you already summarized the date of this, but would you just go through again the summary of the posting of the trees, et cetera? So the record.
There are photos of the trees that were in the package that
Right.
shows the posting actually on the trees.
Understood, but I just wanted the
Right.
date for the record.
Let me find
December?
Yes.
December 1, 2016?
The notice of the proposed tree removals were physically posted on the subject trees on December 1st, 2016.
Okay. And the council office informed in February?
Yes.
And Community Forest Advisory Council informed?
Yes.
One thing that that I would like for you to do with Mr. Weaver, so that the community and the neighbors that himself, as well as the other neighbors that he's in communication with potentially, are clear. It sounds like there's one tree that there's a question about. You could.
I could go out and meet with the group.
Well, you may know now, but
I'd actually have to research which. I couldn't hear what he had said. Which tree? He said an oak tree.
okay. But all the trees are marked. All the trees are marked in the plan, correct?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Lorenzen, anything to add, or Mr. Munger, anything to add on this?
Excuse me. I would have to look at the plan, but on the street widening plan, on the
Yes,
B permit
it's a Bureau
plans?
of Engineering street widening plan. The street in Council District 15 has to comply with local street requirements and dimensions.
That is correct.
So the Bureau approached the Bureau of Street Services to make a determination through the arborist as to whether or not there are any trees in the footprint of the widening project. And lo and behold, there are.
That is correct. And they would be listed on the B permit.
Right. So
The civil plan as well.
Each tree is listed on the B permit, correct?
The trees are identified in the civil plan. They may not be listed by species, but they are identified in the civil plan.
Okay. Any other questions? What I would request that you do, Mr. Tyson, Mr. Weaver's behind you there. You can give him, I don't know if you've been in touch with Mr. Weaver one way or the other, but you can provide your information to Mr. Weaver so that you can answer any of his questions and address any of the issues that he raises with you.
I will do that.
Okay. Commissioner Jacinto?
Thank you. If the civil plan contains the trees, identifies exactly, then I would request that be shared with. So that,
absolutely. It's a public document.
yeah. Okay. So that Ramnik, if you could share that with the neighbors, and so they could see exactly, because it may or may not be tagged.
Thank you. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 3, seconded by Commissioners Jacinto and Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Any issues in need 3 forthwith? We'll send number 3 forthwith. Thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Weaver.
Thank you.
Agenda item, I'm sorry, that was number 4. Just so we're clear, that was number 4. So the motion and second was number 4. Did you get that, Mr. Campos?
I did item number 4, moved
That was
by
number
Commissioner
4.
James, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Item
And
number
Jacinto.
4. And Jacinto.
Yeah.
Number 4.
Yeah, thank you. Agenda item number 11, which we have recalled. Mr. Tyson and, I'm sorry, we're recalling number 11. Is that all that we have left on the agenda this morning besides the adjourning motion?
Yes.
Okay. So on agenda item number 11, Mr. Tyson, will you explain what we've going on, what you've learned, and then we have a speaker. Thank you, Mr. Weaver. And we have a speaker card as well. Mr. Tyson, we're going to start with you, and then we'll have the speaker card, unless you need some additional time.
So we're talking about item number 11 that
Yes, we recalled number 11. You thought you were notified by a contractor that we've got the wrong contractor placed in item number 11?
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. President.
So is that it? I mean, Mr. Campos.
Mr. President,
Just
for
have a
Campos
round
Executive
table here.
Officer, I'm going to take the fall for this one. The agenda is incorrectly stating the contractor, United Pacific Services. It should be Trimming Land Company for a total amount of $357,048. So that's $357,048. That would be on recommendation number 1. And then recommendation number 3, it does state United Pacific Services. It should be Trimming Land Company. Again, the report before you is correct. The agenda that is before you does not have the correct contractor name and the incorrect contract amount for the year 1 renewal. However, I do want to make a note that the work order is correct and and that the contract is correctly stated, the contract number.
Okay, so the contract number and the contract are accurate. The report is accurate. So apparently what happened, Mr. Campos, is in the communication between the Bureau and the Board Executive Office on setting the agenda, we put in the wrong...
Totally me. I should have caught that before.
Oh, you did?
Before it was posted. So it could be because we had 8.
Mr. Campos.
No excuses. It happens. That's my fault.
We need to get Commissioner Repenning back in the room. Mr. Campos has made a mistake. has admitted that. Mr. Campos, that is a very rare occurrence. But it happens to everyone. Thank you for catching it. Mr. Tyson, to the contractor, Mr. Campos.
And then instruction number 2 on recommendation number 2 on the agenda also states United Pacific Services. It should state Trimming Land Company as well.
So we are able to recall the item to correct the record. The contract itself, let's assume we hadn't done that. The contract itself would have been communicated in accurate form, though, correct?
No, the actual contract itself would use the Bureau of Street Services report. We would use the report to actually draft all the communications related to that contract.
But we had the right contract.
Correct.
Yes. So and my point, just to be clear on the record, to try and simplify it, is the mistake was in the description of the agenda item here.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tyson.
Thank you, Fernando.
Mr. Spindler, you have a card on number 11. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Next building across the way there.
We are ever more cognizant and most dependent on Los Angeles to continue her legacy.
There's your mayor. There's your city attorney. There's your contractors. See, today they're honoring Persian Day. Why are they doing that? Why? Because they get a lot of grease. That's why. And you ever notice when we're here, who keeps getting up all the time and going out and coming back in? You got a mole. You got a mole on this commission. And that mole is right over there in that empty chair because that mole keeps getting up, contacting, communicating with the mayor's office, and then coming back in. You got a double dealer. You got a double dealer. The mayor has got a mole in this commission operating the business of the agendas in this commission. And the other 4 of you don't do a goddamn thing about it. And that's why you're rookies. That's why you're rookies. See, I tried to go up and do business last month. Tried to settle it. See, I tried to settle it. And they go filing papers with judges and courts and other dumb shit like that. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with that. You want to deal with the other way. A bag of money. That's the way you guys deal, a bag of money. So, what do we got? Right? 2009, a special election in the Senate district involving Ladera Heights. Davis running against Current Price in the special 2009 Senate race. And nobody lived in the district. More to come soon.
Thank you, sir. So just so on number 11 that's been recalled, Mr. Campos, just so we are clear with what the motion is, do we need to, is it an amended motion now or to correct the record?
You would just need a regular motion to approve the report with the understanding that the journal or the agenda would be updated, just to be clear.
That would be my motion. Okay. Is there a second? Commissioner Rivas seconds it. Any objection? Without objection, we will adopt agenda item number 11 as stated by Mr. Campos. Thank you for the teamwork on number 11, everyone. Innocent mistake. Mr. Campos, thank you for the explanation. are we cleared the desk besides the adjourning motion?
Yes, you have.
Okay, Commissioner Rivas.
Thank you. I'd like to adjourn our meeting today in memory of Areknazan Mirzakhanian. She was born in 1926 in Iran, moved to the U.S. in 1987. She had 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. She passed away peacefully at her home with her family by her side. She was the Mother Teresa of her family, always doing good for people, teaching her family to be kind and respectful and make a positive change in the world. She hand-washed all her grandchildren's clothes and made sure they were well-dressed and groomed for school. She'll be missed and cherished forever by her friends and family. I'd like to adjourn in her memory. Thanks.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivas. We are adjourned.